All right. Beautiful out there. And I'm going to go out and do some retrofitting. Let me grab the pieces that I need. Grab my sunglasses, the line, and my keys. And for reasons of going to finish what I started yesterday, which is to weed whack before I actually get out with the mower. This morning it's been beautiful. It's beautiful out here, and they're still cool in the mornings, and because when I woke up it was about 34 degrees and we're shooting into the upper 40s, and we're supposed to hit about 61 today. It's the end of March, and I think tomorrow is like the 1st of April, so we're supposed to gradually get warmer and warmer and warmer. So eventually by May we will be out of the freezing temperatures, but we are still getting some frosty mornings, and we were pretty close to it this morning. But overall, I got that side, the back of here and around the shed, and it got up to right about here when I started having problems with the line. I have a head that was replaced 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Anyway, I have a Troy-Bilt 2-cycle weed eater that had a bump head, and my buddy replaced the bump head with, I think it's made by a company called Gator. Well, it no longer holds the string, which you cut to it, and then you just push in and release, and the release clamps don't really work all that well anymore, and to the point to where you have to kind of push it to get it to clamp, and even then I can still pull them out, kind of, sort of. So I'm going to replace the head with a bump head, but it's one that is a lot easier to wind up, because you basically stick the line into it and then you twist to roll the line up inside, and it's supposed to not catch and twist and everything else, which is the problem with the original line, because you have to take it out and then wind it up yourself and then put it back, and it never has worked right. So I'm going to replace the head and then get back out here after some lunch and do some weed eating before I cut the backyard. I did the front yard yesterday. After weed eating, I did the front yard yesterday, and I had serviced my mower. So open the shed and pull out the weed eater, go from there. can kind of show you what's going on. Over there I've got some ground cover that likes to have grass growing through it, and I need to pull it up and pull the grass out and put it back. I did it last year and it seems to be recovering and coming back. One thing you'll notice is you see fresh leaves on my irises. I wasn't sure if they were going to come back, but looks like they are. They're just sort of hidden in among all the grass that's growing in this bed, so I'm going to have to clean it out. But as you can see, my fuchsia's coming back, and I cut it back a couple weeks ago, or about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago anyway, and the green growth is starting to really come in places along the back here pretty much, and maybe some up here too, but give it time, it'll start coming back. So I'll clean all this out over the next little bit while the weather's getting nice, and even though it's not going to be very warm this next week, looks like we're going to be mostly in and out of the sun, but mostly dry, and temperatures in the 50s. So I can get out here a little bit each day and just make progress on all this. This is ornamental grass of some sort, and these, not sure what kind of flowers they are, but they're really quite pretty, and they're springing up in every so often in spots, and I'm continuing to see irises come up. I thinned them out really good last summer actually, and they really needed it too. Anyhow, and then this is daylilies, and this used to be a hedge that went up to about here. Unfortunately, I cut it back because it was getting out here. As you can kind of see, it was out to about right, there. But it was doing nothing, and in the end, I just said screw it last spring and cut it out. But the other problem is, this is the root. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to cut this out. And I'll probably end up right here, and then I'll drill some holes and put some weed killer in there, so I can let it hopefully continue to rot out. But yeah, that was the problem, is just underneath the foundation, and the foundation it's not good for the foundation, I should say, because it's, first of all, it's cinder block, and two, that will disrupt it. I've already got a foundation problem right here, as you can see. It's coming apart down there and up this way, and in part because this pipe was going down and water was pooling, I think, down in here, and plus it's causing some settling. But the house is old, built in the early 1900s, and this is the old part of the house. So yeah, anyway, this was a back porch that got enclosed in the late 60s, and when they put the addition on the front back in the mid 80s, they re-sided the whole house and made it cohesive. Then the back porch was probably added either at the time or after the this was enclosed into a back porch in the late 60s, and I think by the 80s they extended the roof and added this deck. Anyway, it's my house. I love it. Nothing really fancy about it. This right in here was done one warm day last month, or earlier in the month. I should say last month because it's now April. Anyhow, I cleaned it out, got all the way down to about there, and I've just kind of moved around the corner a little bit, and it's looking a lot better. As you can see, the grasses or the irises are coming up, and over here I still got to really work on this as well. Looks like the irises are recovering for the most part. I've got a couple of irises right there. We've got some right there. This is all crabgrass. It needs to, oh, right there too. So there'll be a few flowers. So, anyhow, I'm gonna rip this, move this out of the way and clean it out. I trimmed this way back last year, so I'm probably not going to worry about it too much this year. So, anyhow, and I put this edging in. I thought it would be a way to keep the grass from growing in, but it's, I think, crabgrass, and they send tubers and they grow under stuff and invade. So I'll clean it all out. Anyhow, this is my yard. See? basically the weasel claw. And remember seeing ads for it for years on TV. Last spring I bought it thinking I'd use it to dig the holes for my 2 tomato plants. Totally forgot. So I'm using it for the first time this year, and it, my God, look at that. It's doing an absolute fantastic job. It's making quick work out of what would have taken me at least an hour to do. So, as you can see, much better now, and you can actually see the irises through all the weeds. That needs to be gone through and be looking better, but it's coming back. It's coming back after I thought I killed it last year. Anyhow, this is all that. Got a couple more to do right there, and then I'm going to put you guys back up as I start pulling weeds out. Gotta keep watching, because I put my hands in right where irises are, and I'm breaking the leaves, and not cool. See, I think you can see it. That's the tuber that crabgrass shoots out, and that's why you get it all over your flower beds and stuff. Pull those up, then you can get rid of the crabgrass. But it might take several years. See, like here's another one. Pull those up, and that'll reduce your chances of having crabgrass. It also helps if you pull up anything that looks like stray roots. Now you can see it, this one is shooting off tubers so you can invade. It's basically crabgrass is an invasion plant, and you want to get rid of it if you can. It's like any other invasion plant. You need to be cognizant of it because they don't really have, what makes them invasive is the fact they generally don't have their own natural predators in a state that they've adopted. Where they become natives, where they are natives, they have predators there. But when they come into a state, they take over. And a lot of times they don't allow native plants to establish, or they smother them out. Oh. You can see it's all cleaned out. As I sort of straightened out and look through, I may find that there's a few odds and ends of weeds that need to be pulled, but other than that, it's been cleaned out. And I've cleaned out under here for the most part. Those are daylilies, so I'm just cleaning out the dead the dead leaves and things on the bottom. But anyway, Iris is coming back, and little flowers. Yep, it's all looking a lot better. So if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified. It'll do this channel a world of good, and I'll see you on the next one.